What kind of experience? What are you coaching? Invisible Eagles. When you go to Houston Dynamo, it's a different thing.
One of the things you are saying that he's inexperienced. He doesn't have any experience at all. That was the narrative. So why not talking?
So he has coached this same United team. He has coached this same United team before.
For how many games?
I don't care. Again, when they hold you one side, you expand your narrative to explanation.
Husband, sorry, before you go now, I just want to read some facts for you all. Where, when we come here, we talk about things, and when we say we are concerned, Husband the other day was about to get up from the screen to fight me. Let's read some stats right now. I'm looking at this. Top scorers PL this season, Premier League this season. Gyökeres has scored 5 goals. Trossard, 5 goals. Own goals for Arsenal, 4. Eberechi is a 4. Mikel Merino, 4. Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka, 4. Those are the forwards for Arsenal. Let me go back again, read more facts for you. Bukayo Saka has scored 0 goals in the last 13 appearances in all competitions. That's your top right wing forward. Victor Gyökeres has scored 0 non-penalty goals in his last 11 Premier League appearances. Gabriel Martinelli has scored 0 goals in his last 13 Premier League appearances. Noni Madueke has scored 0 goals in his last 25 Premier League appearances, and Trossard has scored 1 goal in his last 11 appearances in all competitions. Mr. Men, gentlemen, what I just read now are hard, cold facts. And these are not facts, these are not stats that can take you. When Ferguson says Premiership starts in February, these are not stats that can take you to go win the league. Now, the other day we said we're concerned. These are part of our concerns that we're talking about. Osman, I leave the floor to you. These are hardcore facts. You can't run away from this fact. You want to win Premiership, Osman? You come on.
Nimi, you said a lot. I wanted to address the other one. Now you brought this one. So there's a lot to address. I may not remember all of them, but let me start from this latest list that you read out. When I say some things like this, I appear a little rude, but there's something English what they call badadash. This stuff you just mentioned now is badadash. Badadash means nonsense. Just starts without any basis or structure. What's the point? Why did you mention this stats you mentioned? Can you mention while you're mentioning these stats?
Because we don't start.
Reggie, wait now. Reggie, don't get me upset. Let me talk, please. After I talk, you can say your own. You come now and send me on a different tangent. Now that I'm just cool. Just cool. So, you mentioned goals scored by Arsenal. The same club that has all these so-called bastards you're mentioning, they are number 1 in the EPL. They are 4 points ahead of Manchester City. Yeah, they are perhaps. I'm sure they're almost 8 points, if not more than the team you support, Chelsea.
12 points.
Thank you. 12 points ahead of Chelsea. They are immaculate in the Champions League so far. They progress in the FA Cup. They are into the second. They are in the semi-finals of Carabao Cup. With all these so-called negative stats you mentioned, with all these players not scoring low games, having not scored in so many, what does that tell you? Now, if you're placing Arsenal and calling our goal scorers, please place Chelsea, place City, place United, place all of them. Tell me who their top scorers are. Tell me whether all their wingers are scoring, whether all their stuff they are scoring more than Arsenal. You just scored out stats that make no sense. So let me move on. When you're able to really analyze and compare them to other clubs, then we can discuss, the trends you see, whether they are positive or negative trends. Coming back to this game, Reggie responded after me. I wasn't sure whether he was responding to what I said or responding to you, right? But what I was trying to talk about was this game against United. right? Where I hadn't started talking about where we are in the season and what's going to happen and what has happened and all that. I was trying to say that in this game against United, I thought United were quick with their one-touch passing, progressive with theirs, as opposed to us now not being progressive with our own passing. It wasn't quick. It wasn't one touch. There was too many. And you guys have pretty much said the same thing I was saying. Eberici touched the ball so many times, too many times. Odegaard was touching the ball many times. They brought in Eberici. It turned out worse because he was still touching even more than Odegaard. Yeah, so there's cause for alarm. If we now want to start discussing, if you ask me to say how I feel the season will still pan out, or how where I think we are in the season, let me just summarily say that yes, there are things to worry about. I'm a little worried, but I believe in the big scheme of things, Arsenal are still in a healthy position to recover on certain habits, good habits that they've started neglecting and forgetting, and bad habits that they need to cut off, right? Some of it being the tentativeness on the ball. Now, the final point before I hand over to Reggie is the coach and the team. At the beginning of this season, what I told myself was, let me watch these people for a few months and see where we are. I see a team that is prepared to go all the way in this season. But I also see a team that hasn't won the EPL in a few years of trying. Yeah? Reggie uses that word PTSD a lot. It's true. And if you take the meaning of the word, it's when a military person goes to war, series of war, and comes back, right? Every now and then, the memories from the war affects the way they relate to other people, affects their thinking in present day, affects the decisions they make, right? And so this team has tried and fallen a couple of seasons now, close to the final hurdle, right? And you will see that when those challenges, when those same situations that they failed in before come, it's bound to really affect them. They're like, oh, yeah, we're in a situation now.
I'm sure how to act.
So, this is where we failed last season. This is where we failed 2 seasons ago. We are under pressure to show that things have changed, that we've progressed. And so far, there are so many examples of games that they lost or drew last season that they've managed to win this season, right? That's where I take my confidence in and my courage in, and saying that this team, they've learned from mistakes in the past, right? People can talk all kinds of, we were supposed to capitulate in December, going by previous seasons.
Before Christmas.
Yeah. From before Christmas to after Christmas to January.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. This is the 25th of January. We were supposed to have fallen off from January. 25th of January, we're still 4 points ahead, right? So now the new narrative is, okay, yes. Oh, it has started. It started on the 25th of January, right? And I dare say that what we've done so far in this season tells me that it's not the start of capitulation. Yeah, it's another opportunity for the team to show that they've gotten over, including the coach Arteta. Arteta, because of the noise made by Arsenal fans, those that like him, I'm one of them. It feels like this guy has been coaching for donkey years. This guy hasn't been coaching for donkey years. Michael Carrick has coached more clubs than Arteta.
Does that matter?
No, wait. Excuse me. What are you? What? Okay. What? It does that matter? What do you mean by does that matter?
The way you're sounding like Arteta was Manchester City assistant coach.
Excuse me. Nimi.
He was under.
Nimi, you see, when you run narratives and people catch you on the narratives, you start talking crap. What do you mean by his coach? I'm telling you that Michael Carrick has been the head coach.
Does it matter how many clubs you coach?
It matters. It matters.
So let me ask you a question. You are coaching Houston Green Eagles. and you're coaching Houston Dynamo. What kind of experience? What are you coaching? Invisible Eagles. When you go to Houston Dynamo, it's a different thing.
One of the things you are saying that he's inexperienced. He doesn't have any experience at all. That was the narrative. So why not counting?
So now he has coached this same United team. He has coached this same United team before.
For how many games?
No, see, I don't
care.
Again, when they hold you one side, you expand your narrative to explanation.
It's not about
right?
You know
that's what he came here to do now. So that's
what we are comparing apples and oranges. Comparing apples and oranges.
No, you are the person. You were the person that started comparing apples and oranges, and I'm pointing it out to you.